Hi there, Joka here from A Pocket Full of Happiness, and in this video I'm going to show you a few new products. I'm gonna start by the chick with egg. It's just a few pieces in the set, and then this larger set is called Hide and Seek, and this background is called Fluffy Clouds background. I am starting with the background, and for the first card I am creating a two-toned background. The top part is going to be light blue and the bottom half of the card is going to be white. Obviously I could have just left it white, but I like the added texture on it. I'm not even saying that it's important that you get the first piece right, because it's not actually super important because you can always trim off the edges later. But I try to line it up at the top, in the top left corner anyway, and then it's very easy to continue putting this puzzle piece together, so to say. I'm just going with a flat look. I could add some layers or some foam tape to some of them to create some dimension and interest maybe, but I just opted for a very simple look. And I die cut all the pieces of the chick with egg die set twice. Again, because I always do this, I create more like a more dimensional die cuts, and I'm putting together this set. And I'm actually on the first card I'm actually using the bunny from the Hide and Seek set. Probably if you see the dice, you wouldn't even figure out what these are for, but it's just the butt of a bunny. And I have a story for this one. When I was at high school, I don't quite remember how old I was, but I think I was 15. And I went to boarding school, and I was sick once, and one of my friends, at that time, none of us had money, but she did, because she was working in her like a family business, so in the weekends. So she did get some money for that. And there was a bunny that I saw in a window in this town, and I fell in love with it, and I couldn't stop talking about it. No idea why. It was one of these stuffed animals, and it had this huge, what you call those paws? The feet. Paw, cannot be paws, right? The feet, yeah, bunny feet. They were huge and like this. And the bunny was actually like this, white and pink, and then there was a bigger one that was brown. And so I was sick, and I stayed at home, so to say, in the dormitory, and this friend of mine came and brought me the bigger bunny. She bought it for me just because I was sick, and she wanted to put a smile on my face. I will never forget it. I still have the bunny, and it was beautiful. And honestly, so that was the inspiration for this butt. And I will put a picture of that bunny with my best friend and me, not the friend that I got the bunny from, but because she did not stay at the dormitory by then. I think I was like 15, and this happened. The picture was taken when we were 18. I will put that picture at the end of the video just so you see. It was such a beautiful bunny. Anyway, so I talked about a lot of random stuff, but you see that it was very easy to put together, actually. So I mixed two dice, basically, because the egg is actually, it comes with a chicken. but I will show you a version with that as well. And then there's a few like foliage to go with the egg. And then I'm using, I actually, when I started the card, I didn't even think about sentiment, and to be honest, that happens to me very often. When I design a card, I don't think about the sentiment, and then sometimes I end up with a very clumsy design because of that. But I wanted to add one of the new Easter die cuts, and in this case that was the Happy Easter, and I only used the first the solid layer for that. Now on this second card I went with the same design on the background, except this one is just white, and I added some foam tape behind it. And then I'm going to create basically the same egg design there, and I will, instead of the bunny, I'm going to add the chicken to it. I actually trimmed off this panel just a little bit so that there is a white frame behind it. I like to do this, especially with white on white cards, just to add some interest. Here's the little chicken, and I'm going to put it together. I fill in the little details, well, only the beak and the eyes. I'm not going to bother with the dots on the head because I'm going to cover that with the eggshell. You don't have to do that, so you can go two ways about this. And then I'm adding this little detail on the belly and the two wings, and then the 2 feet. And all of these little elements are 2 layers of cardstock, a color layer and the white thick cardstock, because it adds so much dimension. I think even here in the video you can pick up the dimension on it, but in real life it definitely makes a difference compared to just using one layer. Now I'm adding 2 of each of these branches. On the first card I only added 1 of them. I was actually trying to create something different, but I didn't really like that look. I was trying if I go around it. This one I actually don't mind, but then for some reason I ended up doing something else. So I'm just going to glue the bow down first and then add 2 of these branches at the top right side and the bottom left side then. So I did not go around, but you could see that you would actually go around with these along the egg just to create a different look, or maybe you can use those without the egg. A lot of people like to create wreaths. I know some who are always happy if I add some kind of foliage in my sets, because she likes to do wreaths. And then I'm again finishing the card with a sentiment, this time with the German version, and again I'm only using the base layer, is what I call it, the solid version of the sentiment. And then the card is done. And then I'm going for the third card, I'm going with the hide and seek die set. Here you will see, I think it all except one piece of the die set, you will see it used here. And I'm going to probably show you the one that I'm not going to use. First of all, I'm creating eggs. I don't know if in your country you do this, but in Hungary, at least when I was a kid, often we added, oh my god, I don't even know how you say that, when you create a small hole in the egg, and then on the other end you blow out the contents. And so you have an empty shell, and then you add a little bit of a wooden stick to it, and then it's a decoration. Obviously at this point you can get these plastic things, but back then we actually created them from real eggs, and that's what this is supposed to be. I created 3 different colors, and then there is this foliage with the heart on top in the set, and like a pot. So I'm adding those to my pot, and I actually added some foam tape to the pot itself to be able to tuck the other things behind it. And again, I'm going with 2 layers of cardstock on each of these elements. And once I glued everything down to the simple blue background, I was actually thinking about if I should add something, I don't know, embossing or something to the background to make it more interesting. But I was thinking that already I have so many elements, maybe that would be too much. So I just kept it simple. And then once I glue everything down, I'm going to add my little bunny. And in case I don't show you the the remaining one die, that might seem random when you see it. It's a little heart that you could use instead of the tail of the bunny for the tail. So basically that little heart is the tail. So you have 2 options to create the tail, either a heart shape or this standard round shape, just in case you can't figure out. But I think my friend Martina created a card where she used the heart, so it's going to be in the shop, so you will see the pictures in case you need some inspiration. Okay, so I'm adding some more foam tape there, and then I'm going to glue the pot down. As you can see, I'm only adding the foam tape around the edges, so I don't have bulk under it. And then this is enough, because the pot already has 2 layers of heavyweight cardstock, because even the color cardstock is heavyweight. All the Spellbinders cardstock is heavyweight. So, and then to even out the the difference there between the layers, I'm adding a few layers of foam tape, or different foam tape, because one of them is like a thinner one. This one is, I think, maybe 2 millimeters, and the other one that I used is maybe 3, just to create the same level as the pot for the bunny, and then the feet are higher, if that makes sense. I'm going so complicated about this, the explanations. I'm really sorry. And then again, I didn't think about the sentiment, so I only had space for Easter. Okay, so these were the 3 cards. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.